It's fair to say that Anthony Elanga has endured a rather torrid time since coming to Tyneside for a fee of £55 million in the summer. You, the fans, have been voting in the Chronicle as to how well the new signings have done so far this season. Sandro Tonali will miss Italy's game tomorrow against Norway. Nick Woltemade's 2 goals for Germany have asked more questions of Eddie Howe as to why we're not getting the best out of the big German. And big claims from the Bundesliga about defender Fabian Schär and his possible return in January. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Toon Review. This is Paul. This is your latest Newcastle United news. Thank you once again for tuning into the video. We will start off with the poll from the Chronicle, which I found very fascinating actually. It was asking you, the fans, to vote on how well the summer signings have done so far this season. Now, Malik Chow came out on top, and I think that was quite expected, but Anthony Elanga came out bottom. Now, they were voted out of 10, so it's an average out of 10. Malik Chow finished top on 8.7 out of 10 average, which you'd probably expect. He has been nothing short of superb since signing for Newcastle. And for the price we paid for him, he's been a bargain so far. And that is the good thing about Malik Chow, is that we did not pay a lot of money for him, but right now, he's probably our very, very best defender in the club. He is superb, and long may that continue, by the way. Nick Woltemade was voted 7.4 out of 10. Now, maybe you'd expect him to be a little bit higher given the goals he's got for the club, but I can understand it because when he's not on the score sheet, he finds it very difficult to get into the game. Now, that we will talk about later on, because that isn't exactly Nick Woltemade's fault, and we're probably not playing to his game, as we saw when he scored 2 goals for Germany, but we'll come on to that shortly. Aaron Ramsdale was 6.4 out of 10. That's understandable. Hasn't played a couple of games. Now is his time, though. I do believe he should be in against Manchester City. This is where he can solidify the number 1 position for me. He's got an opportunity. But will Eddie drop Nick Pope? That is the big question. He does deserve dropping. No doubt in my eyes, and I think a lot of Newcastle United fans' eyes as well, that he does need to change the goalkeeper. Jacob Ramsey, 5.7 out of 10. A little bit low, I think, for Jacob. I've been impressed with Ramsey from what I've seen from him, but obviously he's had an injury this season. He hasn't played a lot. Now, if you look at our player ratings, 5 is the average. He's 5.7, so he's just over average if you look at our scoring. So not too bad for Jacob Ramsey. I think he's got a lot more to offer as well. And we'll just see how he gets on once he gets properly fit again. And because I'm under no doubt about Jacob Ramsey that we've signed a quality player there. No doubt. Anthony Elanga, 4.4 out of 10. And that tells you the story of how the Newcastle United fans are feeling about Anthony Elanga. He has a lot to do to now change a lot of people's opinions on him. And I've tried to back him as much as I can this season by saying, let him have a run in the side, give him opportunities. He is a very, very good player. But since I've said that, the times I've seen him, he's been nothing short of dreadful. People saying there's a player in there, I'm yet to see it, and I think a lot of fans are yet to see it. So he came out bottom. Johan Wissa was not included in the poll for obvious reasons. He hasn't kicked a football for us yet this season, so how can we possibly give him a vote? Hopefully he will hit the ground running when he does come back. But very interesting scores there. The leader by far, Malik Chow, and obviously I'm not going to argue with that, but let me know what you think of the votes. Do you think that they are right? About right anyway from the rest of the fan base? Let me know in the comments. Now, Sandro Tonali, it has been reported that he will not play for Italy tomorrow against Norway. There is a bit of confusion as to why. I'm not sure where this confusion has come from, to be honest, because Gattuso has come out and told everybody why he's not playing Tonali, but some of the reporters have seemingly made up a story that he's carrying a knock, and Gattuso won't admit it. But Gattuso's reason for not playing him seems Very logical. This is what Gattuso had to say, because he was also talking about Calafiori as well, who will also miss the game. He said Calafiori tried to play yesterday, but we decided not to risk him, so he won't play, just like Sandro Tonali, who won't be playing either, to avoid risking him his yellow card. Both, however, will be at the stadium tomorrow. Now, this is because Italy, if they are to qualify outright, they have to beat Norway tomorrow by 9 clear goals. Not going to happen in any way or fair form. That is not going to happen. Norway are playing really well at the minute. Haaland is just unbelievable at the minute. So the 9 goals, you could say, not going to happen. Now, that would force Italy to go into a playoff. Now, the playoff itself, Gattuso doesn't want to risk losing Tonali to suspension for the first leg. And I can perfectly understand where he's coming from with that. You know, he is one of Italy's best midfielders, and you don't want your best midfielder missing the first leg because of a yellow card. I mean, you know, many people could turn around and say, well, you know, getting a yellow card is not definite. That may not happen. But it also might. So Gattuso isn't taking any chances. And for me, that's a very logical and good decision from Gattuso. You know, the likelihood is they're going into a playoff for the World Cup. You want Tonali in there for both legs. So he doesn't want to risk the yellow card. But look, there's other reports out there stating that they think Tonali's carrying a little bit of a knock and that Gattuso isn't being 100% honest. I don't believe that for a second. I really don't. I don't. I'm believing the manager on this one, put it that way. I don't think Tonali's carrying a knock. I think, yes, he was recovering from illness for us and wasn't at the peak of his powers the last couple of Premier League games, but no way do I think he's injured. I think it's a good decision by Gattuso to leave him out tomorrow. Let me know what you think. Now, Nick Woltemade. His goals for Germany have caused all sorts of questions towards Eddie Howe especially. Now, he scored 2 goals for Germany against Luxembourg, and they were classic number 9 goals. On the shoulder of the back 4 and played in. Now, we haven't seen any of that for Newcastle United. We haven't seen where the midfielders get the ball and play through balls for Nick Woltemade to run onto. Woltemade has either come deep for the ball itself and then turned, or we've gone out wide and the ball's into the box. 8, 9 out of 10 times, they're nowhere near Woltemade. And Woltemade is having to pull some extraordinary skills out of his bag of tricks to get goals for Newcastle. So obviously, this is now being thrown at Eddie Howe that we have to change the way we play to accommodate such a very, very good player. And you know what? True Geordie put a tweet out which it really made sense. He says, all it takes is a midfield who can actually keep the ball and a winger who can put a decent cross in. And now it's on Newcastle to give him the service he deserves. I mean, just go back and watch the goals that he scores for Germany. They are just classic number 9 goals. And we've said many, many times that so far this season, Woltemade does not look like a number 9, right? He just doesn't. He comes deep. He's more like a number 10. But my God, when the goals for Germany, you just look at them and you think, yeah, if he gets the right service, he will score goals. But we're not giving him the service. And this is where I think Eddie Howe has to finally bite the bullet and change the sodden formation. Do something to bring this, to get him in the game more. Because when he is in the game, he is magnificent. His touch is incredible. His layoff is incredible. He brings people into play. And in front of goal, like I say, he's having to pull some wonder skills out sometimes to get the ball in the net, but he does it. But if he's given decent service, this guy could be, you know, just absolutely lethal. And I do believe that Eddie Howe now has to bite the bullet, get rid of this 4-3-3 and try something different. The 4-3-3 for me has been worked out. There's many teams now, sort of wakened up to the tactics, if you like, and play Newcastle United a different way. And it works for them. And it stifles us 9 times out of 10. We don't have a clue. When the 4-3-3 breaks down, we're clueless. We don't know what's going to happen. The plan B doesn't come into action. But he has to play something different now. He's certainly got the players to do it. He's got the players to change the formation, but has he got the bottle to do it? That is the question. And that is the question that we'll probably be raising over the next 5 to 7 days, talking about the tactics and the game against Manchester City. What does Eddie Howe do? But the question to you guys is, do you think it is now time, seeing Woltemade's goals the other day for Germany and seeing how he scored them, is it now time to change formation? Let me know. And finally, big claims from Germany are that Fabian Schär could well be heading back there in January, as it's unlikely that he is going to get a contract extension past his current one, which ends in the summer of 2026. Now, of course, he played in the Bundesliga for Hoffenheim. He scored 1 goal in 32, and that was before he moved to Deportivo in Spain. The report says he is unlikely to extend his deal on Tyneside. However, the reports itself are a little bit surprising given what Fabian Schär said a few weeks ago himself. Now, what Fabian said was, if that's something that can happen, that would be good, talking about another contract. I would be open to it, of course. Retirement at Newcastle United would be great. Everything's just right here on and off the pitch. When I last extended my contract, I could hardly imagine taking a new challenge at another club. I'm a player who appreciates what I have. Now, that was a few weeks ago, but obviously Fabian now finds himself out of the team. Now, I guess when we signed Woltemade, maybe that was a sign to Fabian Schär that he's getting older, we're bringing in more youthful defenders, and probably Fabian wouldn't expect to be in the team every single week. But now he's not in the team, and his deal runs out in 2026. Does this ring a bell to Fabian himself and say, look, maybe it's best that I go to a team that I'm going to get first team football. At my age now, I want to be playing football. I don't want to be sitting on the bench. And I can understand Fabian Schär saying that. So he's got to now decide, I think, between now and the window, if he is interested in going back to Germany, where he would probably get first team football. But we don't want to lose Fabian Schär. I certainly don't. I want to keep Fabian Schär. I think he's a vital cog, especially if we got an injury or a suspension. He is a fantastic player to have available to step in under those circumstances. But we'll have to see. It's probably down to the player, not the club itself, because money really doesn't come into this, because we're not going to get a lot for him being 33 now. It's all about the player himself, and obviously, discussions with Newcastle will probably happen in January. We'll see what goes on with that. But there you go. That is the latest news, guys. As usual, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of all the stories today. Please do give it a like if you've enjoyed it, and of course, do subscribe if you are new to the channel and you like what you see. We're so close to 44,000 now. About 49% of you watch this channel and continually watch this channel and not subscribed yet. So please just hit the subscribe button. It is completely free, and all we ask for is you hit the notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows from ourselves. And of course, if you want any TTR merchandise, you can by going to the toonreview.com. You'll have shirts on there, hoodies, mugs, all sorts to support the channel that way. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll speak to you very soon. Take care.